Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. It is after the close on Monday, the 9th of April, 2012. 1 week before tax time. Just a friendly reminder. And need to remind you before we take a look at the S&P 500 chart that the video and the website are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research. And you have to make investment decisions. Well, you don't have to, but you should make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy that draws lines on charts. I'm going to make this pretty short and sweet because we've been waiting for this. We've known what to look for if this line breaks, and that is we're looking for a move to probably the high 1360s as a minimum target from this. What in the index itself, it's looks like a little slightly ascending triple top. In the futures chart, this is more of a head and shoulders, where this rightmost peak did not reach as high as this head here, but you know, no big difference. They're both top patterns, and you can see we measure the height of that pattern. We add it to the spot of the breakdown, and there you go. Now, we had a little bit of a heads up that this would be the likely outcome, and that was from this constant hammering down on this lower line. You could see this, even if you count this right here, which is debatable, but you could see there was a bounce here that just went straight up, a bounce here that recovered very quickly, a bounce here that recovered very quickly. Then we come down to this, and it's like the market's just flat out of steam. It's like we've bounced all we can bounce. Now we're just going to kind of roll around here and fall off. So we're looking for 1368, maybe the low 1370s. But the other thing that we've got to keep in mind is the fact that with today's break, that also breaks this fairly long-term trend line that we'd had since since October. And we've got a couple things that we need to consider with this. The first being is just how dependable is this line. Okay, and the reason I say is that the bottoms don't line up perfectly. Okay, now there are, well, what's a good way to put this? If we try to make the most bullish case out of this, and we just use these first two peaks right here, then that's kind of where the market bounced today. But if this pattern does predict that 1368, very low 1370s area, then even that line will break at any point where we do get to that level, and I would expect that to happen. So I'm leaving this right here. Again, our target level is about 1368 right here, what I'm highlighting. But we could also get a back test down here to this blue line, which would actually, I think, be a very good thing for the market to do. I don't know whether we're going to do it or not, but I think it would be a good thing. Let me show you one more thing real quick here. If we look at a 2-hour chart, we also see that we may be getting some horizontal support here in the right around the high 1340s, 1350 area. Now, we need to kind of watch this closely because if we were to come straight down to this and then bounce up to the 1380s again, this might start to look like another Head and Shoulders top. Okay? This would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, and this would be the right shoulder. But it is really, really, really early to be concerning ourselves with that at this time. Right now, I'm just going to watch this, try to see if over the course of the next few days, it sure would be nice if we could establish some type of channel, or whether we can't establish it, if the market could establish some kind of channel or some kind of pattern that begins to clue us in on where we can expect this selling to end. Again, we now have a pattern that does have a target, and that is a downside target of about 1368. And then, I would expect that to take place. These are pretty reliable patterns here. And you can see today that it looked like after the initial, really what was a gap down, it looks to me like we may be getting a small, and I don't know exactly where to draw this bottom line. This could have been a little pennant where we broke down, or this could just be a standard bear flag. But anytime you have a swift move down that is then preceded by just this kind of inching up, be on the lookout for a downside break of this line right here. Does not always happen, but it does happen quite frequently. So we need to watch out for that. Again, 1368, 1372 maybe could give us a little bounce, but we got the break of this neckline today, and we know what to expect next. And let's keep our fingers crossed that we do get some signal, just like we had a signal for this top, that we get some kind of signal for whenever this finds bottom and firms up and starts to head back up again. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch the video, and thank you for subscribing.